First, we are learning about polar bears. Cool! Polar bears are huge bears that love the cold. They love the cold. They live inside an area of the globe called the Arctic Circle. You can see it right here on this map. If you were to look straight down at a globe, that area at the very top is the area of the globe in the Arctic Circle. Now, this is interesting. Only about 4 million people live within the Arctic Circle. It can be a difficult place to live because it's so incredibly cold. But it is the perfect place for polar bears. Polar bears love the cold, which is why the Arctic Circle is the perfect home for these amazing bears. Oh, look at these two polar bears. They're friends. They're friends. Just play nice. Play nice, polar bears. You may know this already, but polar bears don't just live in the Arctic Circle. There are polar bears that live in other parts of the world in captivity. That means they live in places like the zoo, habitats that human beings create. We are going to share more about this later in this video. For now, we need your help with an easy question. Can you help us? What color are polar bears? Yeah, what color are they? Uh-huh. Yeah, they're the color white. They're the color white. Now, we have another question for you. What color is their fur? Did you guess white? A lot of people think that polar bear fur is white because that is what it looks like to us. But polar bear fur isn't white, it is clear. Polar bear fur is actually clear. That's right. So why does polar bear fur look white to us? Because not only is polar bear fur clear, it is translucent. Wow, what a word. Translucent. Can you say translucent? Impress somebody today and say, polar bear fur is translucent. What does translucent mean? Well, translucent means light can pass through it. Light passes through the polar bear fur. How cool is that? Isn't that incredible? Light passes through the fur, and the fur reflects the light. A polar bear's fur always reflects the light, which is why their fur looks white. That is why a polar bear looks white. Why it's a white bear, because the light is passing through the fur, and the fur is reflecting the light. Pretty cool. Earlier, we said that polar bears are huge, but just how huge are they? Let's put it this way. Polar bears are the largest land carnivores in the world. That's right. Polar bears are the largest land carnivores in the world. A carnivore is an animal that eats meat. Male polar bears can weigh up to 1,500 pounds. Female polar bears can weigh as many as 1,000 pounds. Polar bears are tall, too. Polar bears can be as tall as 10 feet. 10 feet! Polar bears are massive. No wonder they are the largest land carnivores in the world. Part of what makes them so big is their eating habits. Their favorite food is seal meat. They love eating seals. Polar bears love eating seals. They can also eat walruses, beluga whales, or any other meat they can find. Look at these poor little seals just relaxing. Don't you realize a polar bear can come and eat you up? You look like a snack. It looks like you're even on a plate. Look out, seals. Whew, that was a close one. But let's switch the subject. Let's talk about polar bear babies. Just like other baby bears, baby polar bears are called cubs. Aren't they cute? These two cubs are playing. They're so playful. Cubs start out only weighing a pound or two, but they grow quickly. This is pretty cool. Mama polar bears teach cubs their way of life and how to survive. Tips on how to eat as many seals as you can. There were a lot of them just kind of hanging out earlier. You should go check those, seals out, They also teach their cubs one of a polar bear's favorite activities, swimming! This is so awesome. You may not realize this, but polar bears are amazing swimmers. They're great at swimming. They can swim for miles and miles, and they not only swim to get from here to there, but they also swim to relax, to cool down. It's amazing. They're great swimmers. It's official. Polar bears are super cool. They are super cool. Check this out. We learned that polar bears are the largest land carnivores in the world. They are huge. They live in the Arctic Circle, which is perfect because they love the cold. We learned they have translucent fur, this amazing fur that allows light to pass through it, and it reflects that light, and that's why they look white. That's why they look like white bears. We learned polar bears love to eat seals. Look out, seals. You look like a polar bear snack. You look like a polar bear snack. And we learned they are great swimmers. They can swim for miles and miles, not just to get from here to there, but they really enjoy it. Sometimes they swim just to cool down and relax. Okay, we have one last fact, and this fact is really important. Polar bears are considered a threatened species. Rising global temperatures have caused a decline in the polar bear's natural habitat in the Arctic. We mentioned earlier that polar bears live in captivity in different parts of the world in places like zoos, but life in captivity isn't the same as life in the wild. The awesome thing is that there are organizations that are working to protect polar bears. We want these amazing animals to live happy, healthy lives in